Welcome to Combustion Chamber Live. We are here at Cars and Coffee, Central Florida, once again, an outstanding show that benefits Nemours Children's Hospital. Now, I know that many of y'all in northern states are getting pounded by the polar vortex, and even during regular winter months, you can't enjoy your car and car shows. So here in Florida, where weather is non-existent, I hope that y'all are inside, staying warm, staying safe, and enjoying this episode of Combustion Chamber Live. Let's get after it. All right, let's get started off with some British firepower here. We have this gorgeous Jaguar, and this is not just the base edition, as you can clearly see. It's got supercharged badging on the top. This is an RS. It's got different wheels, painted calipers, a gorgeous blue color, a sportier interior. I have a love for Jaguars. I really like the F-Type. That's one of my personal favorites. I've driven both the Coupe A and convertible with the supercharged 5-liter. See, this has a carbon fiber spoiler. Beautiful, beautiful looking car. And right next to it, we've got a Vantage S, some more British firepower. Now, as y'all know, if you saw the opening of the video, I have my Aston Martin hat on today. I'm a huge, huge fan of Aston Martin. Especially the later models they're coming out with. They just keep really elevating the bar in terms of quality. So, love this car. All right. And another Aston. Wow, we've got two more here. I believe this is a Vantage GT. So the white one, I mean. So I'm a little overwhelmed. I'm a big Aston fan. So let's get take a look at this interior here. Really nice. This is a bit of an older model. You can tell because it actually has a CD player in the dash there. But that's what I like. I actually kind of like, you know, I still listen to CDs in my car. So we've got a Vantage S, DB9, and a Vantage GT. And right next to it, we've got a convertible Audi R8. This is V10 power. This is a matte black with carbon fiber and red accents throughout, and of course aero that runs all over the car. I really like it when this car comes out. I think that the color scheme, the look of the car is all done really, really well. There's also carbon fiber and red accents in the vehicle, but what is one of my favorite things about this car? Yes, it's that V10, but it's that stick shift right there. Look at that.
Is on the lookout, and they can record you, and they will send it to OPD. So just a heads up, this is a family-friendly event. It's a family-friendly community. We want to keep this.
So you hear the warning they're giving there for not acting like a hooligan, because you get kicked out of stuff like that. For some of us older folks who've been coming to car shows for a lot longer, you know, doing the burnouts and all that, that's not what's preferred, because the people that set up these events lose their venue. We don't want that. Now look at this Audi. Look at those wheels, man. Those are wicked looking. Let's get a close-up look at those. Kind of hard to see inside, but if we come up here, maybe I can get you a little bit of a shot. I don't want to touch this gentleman's car. Come around here, it's got a V6 engine, but I bet it's got some extra power to it. Oh yeah. Pretty slick. And right next to it, Corvette ZR1 in a beautiful kind of dark blue color. I don't know exactly what you'd call it. This is a streetable track car. So you've got your functional aero that runs throughout, does all serve a purpose to cool various systems, to provide downforce, to control airflow throughout the vehicle. This has got a nice gray leather two-tone interior. Got carbon fiber around the gauge cluster steering wheel, stereo, and on the roof, of course. And I think, I wonder if this center section is removable. I'm not sure. if they gave that as an option on this particular year of ZR1. It does remove. The owner says it does remove, so that's awesome. So you get that open air feeling and all of that crazy amount of power. Also, if we look at the license plate there, if you're wondering what that is, that's a combat action badge. So this gentleman was in the Army like myself. And he was nice enough to open the door. You can see as soon as you open the door, the center digital gauge cluster comes on there. So it's got Corvette. Really beautiful. They've really stepped up the quality of the interior. I've never been that critical of GM interiors, but
look at the diamond on the roof panel.
Oh wow, look at that pattern. Wow, now that's a huge step forward for GM. That's awesome. That's really nice looking. Of course, he's got the competition seats in here as well. We talked about the two-tone interior, but it has the carbon fiber inlay. You can run your harness through there if you need to, and over your Hans device if you're racing the car. And there's the engine. Of course, seeing cars like this up and close would not be possible without awesome owners. Now, it is under a shroud right now, but that does house a supercharged V8. And like I said, all the components on this vehicle serve a function. As you can see, carbon fiber hood here with the cutout for that elevated supercharger, because when you put a supercharger on top of an engine, what does it do? It raises its profile. You have to make room for that. An absolutely gorgeous car. And a great step forward for Corvette and Chevrolet. And another very interesting and probably the coolest fact about this car, the owner informed me that he has had it modified with Weapon X performance parts, and it is now at 900 horsepower. And if you ask why someone needs 900 horsepower, you're watching the wrong show. Click off of this video. All right, we're here at the Deus Auto tent. Got a beautiful, very clean Porsche out here in silver. Got some aftermarket wheels. Got a little bit of the deep dish action going in the back. As you know, I've recently become more and more a fan of these cars after having driven now 3 different ones, a Boxster, a GT3 RS, and a 911 Turbo. Really a fan of these cars now. Because once you drive them, you really kind of understand them. Where I grew up, it was around classic muscle, so a Porsche was just something you didn't even think about. I have a beautiful Audi R8 here. Once again, aftermarket wheels, beautiful car. Looks great in white with the big piece of carbon fiber going down. This car actually came with 2 engine options. You could get a 10-cylinder or an 8-cylinder. Both are fantastic cars. Which one is this? This is, I believe, the 8-cylinder. Hell of a car, though. Look at this gorgeous, gorgeous Lexus LC500. Beautiful in red, really dramatic car, huge rims on this thing. Look at the interior here. You know, it's super nice, it's real slick. You know, it's got just a very well laid out interior. It's got the oh crap handle there for your passenger when you're scaring them. It's a really interesting car, and I always have kind of mixed feelings on huge grills, but this one looks pretty good on it, and it's sort of a dark silver metallic color. It looks really, really well against the red paint and the chrome accent. So this is a good looking car, and I bet a hell of a lot of fun to drive. And there is another awesome Porsche GT4. Great car. Another ZR1 Corvette. We saw one earlier where the owner was nice enough to open stuff up for us. This is also a very unique color. It's like a light gray. It looks like it has a little hint of blue in the paint. Red interior, very popular on Corvettes throughout their entire lifespan. A very heavily modified Chevrolet pickup truck. Look at that, man. Looks like a Decepticon there. Custom grille, got your winch. That's pretty wild. Wow. Aftermarket bumper with extra lighting throughout. This looks like one of the brand new Chevrolets, actually. The brand new truck. This one's already been modified extensively and with a lot of really wild parts. So, you know, they redid the whole front end here, but you still have that Chevrolet bow tie, which I think is pretty cool. Very aggressive looking truck. Here we go. We have an Abarth right over here. A fun, small, nimble little car. But these are, I've got a great reputation. I actually sometimes like driving small cars like this because you can really throw them around and they'll just stick to the road. I love how the dash is painted to match the exterior. It's really good looking.
I went and drove the Stealth before.
Then we've got this Alfa Romeo Giulia. You don't see too many of these, but they're pretty interesting and neat cars. There's a neon green one that's actually coming out in a new Ryan Reynolds, Michael Bay movie called Six Underground. So that should be interesting. An Audi R8. A lot of Audis out here today, or at least the R8s. Convertible Porsche with the black and red wheels there with the red lip. Red interior with Porsche stamped on the headrest. Stick shift, which is always awesome. Come around, we got a Tesla. These cars are actually pretty quick, reliable. I've never heard an owner have a bad word to say about them. They really seem to like them. You've got this huge sunroof here. Of course, there's your massive single screen control interface, your infotainment system. And there's different configurations throughout the life of this car, but a very, really forward-thinking car. It'll park itself. It does a whole bunch of things. You've got obviously this huge space in the front for dead bodies, golf clubs, whatever you might need. Now check this out. That just opened up automatically. This is the new Tesla. This is wrapped in purple. And next to it, wow, we got a whole slew of Teslas out here today. This is the Tesla SUV. Look how those doors open up there. And what's great about how this opens up is if you've ever been, and even in a four-door SUV by another manufacturer, getting out of it can be a real pain. But right here, if you're sitting in the back seat, you can just stand up and get out. The seats come forward, and it's much easier for the people in the third row to get out. A lot easier. You come around this way, you've got that big single screen display there with your music, your map, all of that. You've got your digital gauge cluster, real clean interior, and I don't want to say simple. That doesn't really do it justice. It's just not overly complicated. It does look like something from a science fiction movie, and these are quick. And everything, to the best of my knowledge, everything on it is automatic, meaning these are powered, the hatchback is powered, all the doors are powered, the hood is powered. So a really slick ride. And another Model S, this time in a beautiful blue. I think that's cool that we have such a great Tesla turnout today. We got another one right here. This is the latest model that they have out. This has got a nice, beautiful cream white interior on red. And we've got just some of the mini Mustangs that are out here today. Your 5 liters, your Shelby GT350s, and a classic Mach 1. Big car, classic looking. Now, if you've ever seen Gone in 60 Seconds with Nicolas Cage, you might think that's an original movie. It's actually a remake of a 1973 film of the same name that it was written, produced, directed, starring, and stunt driving by an actual stunt driver. And the Eleanor in that film was a Mach 1 of this generation. And we spin around over here. We've got a classic 57 Chevy wagon here. Beautiful car. A regular here, if I'm not mistaken. But I love the silver on the chrome. It's got those matte, those kind of black 5 spokes with the silver lip. A Chevrolet Performance Parts 502. So this thing's got power as well as good looks. Very clean interior. And I love the interiors of these. I especially like the interior like this. Of course, this has been modified a little bit, but it still kind of retains a lot of the classic styling, the chrome and the knobs and the buttons and the big wheel, and I like that kind of thing. Right next to it, we got two Infiniti G35s. I was nice enough to meet the owner of both of these cars. So they're bagged, so you know he can raise it up and get out of here without scraping and all that. Did a great job on shining up the engine, giving it those gold accents. Really beautiful car. It's my understanding that these are father and son collaboration. He's making sure his kids get into cars, which is a good thing. We need more people getting into cars. So these are both pretty neat and very different. And you come around here, and you know he's done a good job on you know, kind of making the trunk look nice and presentable. So very cool. I don't know which one I like more, the white one or the gray one with those kind of champagne color wheels and the gold accents on the engines. Which one do y'all prefer? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button and bell icon. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, and sometimes Twitter. We're also currently working on getting season 3 shot. There's my Holden Monero or Pontiac GTO. Love that car. Right next to a Holden Commodore, or as it was sold here in the States, a Chevy SS. Now, usually any show that I go to, I'm the only late model GTO, but here we have a 6-liter car in a nice dark metallic blue with the 18-inch wheel option, the 5 spokes. Mustang, Pontiac G8. But as we make our way down, we're getting more and more Mopar, Challengers, Chargers, with your Scat Packs, your 392 Hemis. Got the shaker hood. Of course, I don't think they call it a shaker hood when it's on this application. You've got your Hellcats with your engines pushing out just a little over 700 horsepower. You can see the supercharger right there on top. Just a massive, massive amount of power in a street car. And I have to say, you know, Mopar is doing it right. Their sales are good. Their customers are happy because they're giving them what they want, which is power. Over here, we've seen this a few times. I still like it though. I love how it's bagged. I love the blue with the yellow tinted headlights, and a really nice car. I still get a kick out of this one. Would y'all like to see this on the show? Let me know in the comment section down below.
I don't want to wake up the other one. Like right down there.
And the hidden brake. And we come back down this way. Let's go check out some Ford hatchbacks. It's kind of interesting. Usually people are all kind of clustered together in one group by car, but the show's got such a big turnout today. Everybody's kind of parked everywhere. Even I got here a little late, and well, you saw where I was parked at. Awesome Ford hatchback cars. You know, it's a shame that Ford is no longer making cars at all. It's disappointed a lot of their fans. I mean, they are making the Mustang, but they've decided to go for at least America, the truck, SUV, and crossover SUV route, which I don't know, man. Not my thing. But these guys, you know, they're really friendly. Some cars are 2-wheel drive, some cars are all-wheel drive. I believe some of these were also manufactured in Germany. And if you've ever been to any European countries, smaller cars like this are far more popular than anything else. You know, even when I went to Brazil, my GTO is practically a tank there. Everybody drives small, compact cars. So whether it's a South American country like Brazil or a European country, compact and smaller cars are really what's very popular down there. Nice lineup of late model Mustangs here. Love the aftermarket wheel combo on, and especially with that color. This has that horse that I like so much. Maybe if you all are checking out our Facebook page, you've seen some photos of this aftermarket horse sculpture that is in the grill. I love that. I think it's awesome. I like to highlight it any chance I get. All right, we've got a lot of Corvettes and Holdens down this lane here. Here's our Chevy SS, a 6.2-liter LS3. This one actually has the Chevy badging still on it. There was an option to have that badging replaced with the original Holden badging, and a lot of people went that direction, especially enthusiasts. Here's a 50th anniversary Super Sport Camaro. I think this thing looks wicked. Great looking car with a great reputation. He's got a little toy version on his dash there. That's pretty cool. And we come around here, and here is a Holden Commodore with the Holden badging on the wheels, the lion in the center of the grill there. And then he took off the SS badging and put an LS3 6.2 liter badge. Two-door supercharged Cadillac. I believe this has the LSA motor in it. Really awesome engine. If you ever get a chance to get your hands on one and slap it into just about anything, I'd recommend it. Awesome Z06 here with the adjustable, now manually adjustable spoiler. White with a red interior. That's very classic kind of Corvette styling. Classic Corvette. Right next to a 6th generation Z06. So this is a supercharged car as well. Really gorgeous car. You know, one of my favorite cars is the 6th gen ZR1. I like it. They're you know, they're just great looking cars. I've gotten a chance to photograph one but never drive it. And then a new Stingray. And we come over here, we've got a Cadillac, a C6 Corvette, a 6th gen Camaro, a 5th gen Camaro, another 5th gen Camaro, and one of my personal favorites, a 4th gen Camaro. You know, every time a new generation comes out, everybody forgets about the other one, but I don't. I have a 4th gen at home, and I love this car. Now, yes, it can be difficult to work on. Look how far back the engine sits under the dash. But if you're looking for an autocross car, I would recommend a 4th gen because there's still a lot of parts for it. SLP makes great subframe connectors, shock tower brace for this vehicle. And because of the engine being placed so far back, it actually is great for thrashing it around corners, which I've done with my car, all in legal and safe environments. Convertible C7 right here, next to an older Holden Commodore. Of course, this first Commodore that was brought to the States was brought as a Pontiac G8. This is a 6-liter LS2 powered car. Rear-wheel drive. And then you've got all your Commodores right here. Yeah, I still refer to them as Commodores. You can refer to them as a Chevy SS or a Pontiac G8. I don't know. I'm a big fan of Holden. I've driven the Commodore Ute. I love it. I've driven a Pro-charged this generation. I love it. And if you keep up with us on our Facebook page, you know this car got a lot of love this past week because I shared one of the photos I took of it with that nice kind of weird green color and those kind of bronzy kind of wheel combination, which I think really looks great on this car. So a lot of people saw it and really liked it, and it is a great looking package. Of course, it's got the Whipple supercharger, aftermarket air intake, headers. So this thing is looks and a lot of power. And this car, I believe, and stock horsepower in this application is around 426 horsepower. So the car already scoots and is a lot of fun to drive. So you can imagine what it's like with all of this added to it. So a really fantastic car and really nice on the inside. A lot of people really don't know how nice the car is. Oh, thanks, man. The owner said I could open it up.
It's got some stuff on the floor, but
so he's transporting some stuff today. But I want you to see how nice the dash is and the interior seats are in this car, and that's all standard. What a lot of people don't know about Holden cars is here in America you've got, you know, if Chevy was making their own sedan, you'd have a 6-cylinder option, a V8 option, you'd have this interior package, that interior package. But with Holden, you had a limited number of options, and it was always to the 9. So even in my 04 GTO, the seat quality is outstanding and is in fantastic shape today. So they may give you an option of transmission and colors and maybe an interior color, but not a whole variety of different things. Basically, you either get top of the line or you go buy from somebody else. Gorgeous blue on this one. I love it. Going down another row here because this is a massive car show. Tent World is out here. Got their awesome customized Ford F-150. That big black grille, beautiful blue paint, and of course tents. But they do a lot of graphics work, wraps, and they do a really good job of it as well. Good, good. So we have some more Fords here. We saw a couple of them, a couple of Focuses back over the other way. Oh, that's pretty cool. Check this out. It's a, I think this is a metal spec sheet. I've seen these advertised online. I haven't actually seen one in person. That's pretty wild. That's a neat little setup there. Okay, so we're coming down here, and this looks like it's the German row here for the most part. So you've got your Audis, a lot of Audis, some Volkswagens. You've got a smart car here, 2 smart cars, very different packages. You've got some really, what looks to be very comfortable seats here. Come around here, of course, both convertibles. This one looks like it's got aftermarket wheels on it or a different wheel package. It's 2-tone. It's got that really cool orange accent on a black and dark gray interior. And it's a manual car. Wow. Well, I've never seen a smart car look quite this good. And here is one more exterior shot of that smart car in this matte dark gray metallic and the 2-tone black and that good looking orange interior. And we swing around over this way. We've got another Ford compact. We've got 3 more Audis here. A lot of Audis today. So this is, from what I understand, a $2,000 challenge car. So he's got it's no more than $2,000 to get it to the point at which he wants it. So that's a really interesting and unique challenge. And a lot of people think you have to spend buku bucks on certain cars, but I'm going to tell you there's a lot of good junkyard finds, there's a lot of good used finds on vehicles that will get you to that performance level. If you like what you see here today, hit that subscribe button and that bell icon for instant notifications when we go live. We're on Instagram, Facebook, sometimes Twitter. And if you really want to help us out, check us out on Patreon. Definitely need the help. So a whole row of Audis here. Various aftermarket wheels, kind of like the blue wheels on that light off-white gray color. I don't know what you'd call that. But we come down here and around, and we've got some Mercedes-Benz action down here, tucked in with the Audis. This is, looks like this gentleman's getting ready to take off. Great looking car. And directly over in the next row is your BMW guys. So some of these are Orlando Beamer Club members. I'm not sure. I know there's more than one club, I think, in the area. Here's that convertible hardtop. I like how the owner, every time they bring it out, they keep it in this position to just kind of show you how it all works. Of course, it's a neat kind of technology that you can have both the convertible and the hardtop. That's been something that's been around since, I believe, the 50s. I can't remember, what was the car called? It wasn't a GM car either. Anyways, they had a hardtop that went into the back, but it was huge, and I can't remember how long it took for it to retract. So that's a great looking car. These are all pretty good looking cars in their own right. I like these kind of orangey red metallic colors. I love this car. I think the silver wheels and those gold calipers really set it off overall. Really, really nice looking car. We have another one that's similar color, different wheel and tire package, of course, and that was an M4. This is an M3. An older BMW here. A couple older ones. It looks like we're got a couple more Porsches down here. Well, once again, really love this. Is a GTS. Loved the GT3 RS that I drove. That episode is on our YouTube channel. So since you're watching this on YouTube, check it out. We went around Sebring at a breakneck speed. The driver is really good at driving. It was a blast. We had such a great time. Cayman S, good looking car. Good looking car. Next to we see a lot of late models. We don't see too many classics like this. If you're really into Porsche, check out a movie called No Man's Land. It's a mid-'80s movie with Charlie Sheen. He basically steals Porsches, but it's basically a dirty movie for Porsche lovers. It's a good movie. It's very 80s, but it's a lot of fun to watch. It's called No Man's Land. It's got Charlie Sheen in it. I assume before the excessive drug use, but it's a fun show. And I know a lot of Porsche owners that like it. A Porsche owner that's a good friend of mine recommended it to me. So there's a lot of German cars out here, a lot of Porsche, various different models. And you know, there's these cars are all great. Even like a four-door like this, you know, it's Porsche, so there's a certain level of quality you expect, and you get it. I love the interior of this Panamera. I just like how it's laid out. I really get a kick out. Here's a Jaguar, not German, but British. This is their F-Pace vehicle. Another awesome Porsche. And over here we've got Cadillac V-Series, so I assume it's got the supercharged 8-cylinder right next to a good-looking BMW M6 car and a gorgeous, deep, dark, almost purple kind of blue shade to it. Here we are, another person showing up to the show here. This is the second tier of a 6th-generation Camaro with that new grille design. What do y'all think about that? The new design. A lot of people like it. Some people don't, but I want to know what you think down in those comments below. This is what they looked like originally. So there you go, a little 2 6th gens with different front end designs. And we come over here and we've got some Nissan action. Very clean cars. I believe these are all going to be right-hand drive. Yes, they are. So these would be imported GTRs. Well, they're all imported. But there used to be, if I'm not mistaken, some sort of ban on importing these particular cars, and several cars. But now it is legal. So Skylines are popping up everywhere and have been for a few years now. So we're gonna go down this import row here. We're gonna have Supras and S2000s, WRX, just a whole variety of different cars. Some are, you know, completely restored. Some are works in progress. Some are all-wheel drive. Lady-driven Subaru STI. So a whole variety of different cars here today. What I like about this show is that it welcomes anybody. So you don't have to just be muscle, you don't have to just be import or exotic. You know, anybody can come. Here is a Civic right-hand drive. It looks like, I mean, obviously he drove it here, but it's missing a few interior parts. It's got a cage in it, so I assume that he races it. I sure hope so. But yeah, definitely some really interesting imports out here today. So I don't know if this guy just parked here or what, or he's with the show, but this is a GMC Sierra. I actually really like the color, and I love the design of these trucks. I think they're gorgeous, gorgeous trucks. It's almost so good looking you don't want to scratch it, but it's a truck. So here we go. We come over here. I have a few other imports to show you before we wrap things up here. Now, this has got a lot of aftermarket bodywork on it. If you know, let me know in the comments section below, what is this? I don't know what this is. Maybe I just don't recognize it because it's got a lot of modifications to it. So let me know. It looks like, it's right-hand drive. So let me know what it is. And like I always say, hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so you know when we upload new videos like this. You can also get updates through our Instagram, Facebook, and sometimes Twitter. Thank you all once again for tuning into Combustion Chamber Live. This is a great event that happens once a month here, and I really like it. I hope that, once again, y'all in those northern states are staying warm, staying safe. I'm sorry that y'all can't enjoy your car during the winter months like we can down here, but hopefully I brought a little heat to your winter today. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button and that bell icon for instant notifications when we go live with new episodes. And We have some great things coming up in 2019 for Combustion Chamber, and I talked about that a little bit on our Instagram Live. However, I have to wait for contracts to get signed, and I have to wait to get things a little bit more finalized before we announce it. But for all of you loyal fans out there, 2019 is going to be an outstanding year for Combustion Chamber. Thank you all once again for your continued support and watching the show.